Hey, do you know what the Chicago Cubs were originally named? Well, back in 1903, they were the Chicago Orphans. Today we're discussing nicknames, more specifically, the history behind the nickname the Utah Utes. When discussing relationships between government institutions and indigenous people, we usually assume it's not great. You'll be happy to know that the relationship between the University of Utah and the Ute tribe is completely different. Let's start from the very beginning. In 1847, a group of Mormons made the expedition from modern-day Nebraska out west. They made it to Salt Lake Valley on July 24th, 1847, which some of us know as Pioneer Day, or Pine Beer Day. Kind of depends who you are.
For Pioneer Day, we've got some great grilling tips. Did you say Pine Beer Day?
These pioneers weren't the only inhabitants of Salt Lake, and thus began the conflict between the Mormons and the Utes. Tensions were high as resources were sparse. The Mormon settlers forced the Utes to leave Salt Lake, which resulted in a series of ambushes against the Mormons. After multiple issues with the U.S. government and the Mormon settlers, the Utes were confined to an area designated for their tribe, also known as a land reservation. Even though each Ute was granted 80 to 160 acres for agricultural purposes, their land was still reduced by over 85%. Given the long history of land removal, displacement, and injustice, why on earth would the Ute tribe grant us permission to represent them? Especially when there's a lot of controversy behind using Native American tribes as nicknames.
They demean and insult an entire group of people.
This of using people as mascots is just something that shouldn't be done.
It's not okay.
In 2005, the NCAA banished Native American nicknames that were considered hostile and abusive. This resulted in North Dakota making the decision to retire their nickname as the Fighting Sioux in 2012. For multiple years after, they remained nicknameless. However, certain universities, including the University of Utah, are sanctioned by the NCAA, allowing them to keep their nickname.
Nice to meet you.
Jerome Smith.
Come on, brother. What's up, fam?
The University of Utah values their close relationship with the Ute Indian tribe. In 2014, the University of Utah signed the Memorandum of Understanding with the Ute tribe, which officially granted the university to represent the Ute tribe through athletics with respect and integrity.
The Memo of Understanding outlines the nature of the relationship and the expectations on the part of both parties. It specifically gives the tribes permission to use the Ute name for our athletic teams. And we agree as a part of that we will help educate our fans and the public and our students about who the Utes are.
This relationship between the university and the Ute tribe aims to preserve and build respect towards Ute history and culture. It also implies direct assistance from the university in helping tribal members to raise their children with healthy lives and for them to pursue a higher education. The Memorandum of Understanding offers scholarships supporting American Indians, with some specifically for members of the Ute Indian tribe. Throughout the years, the University of Utah has taken strides to remember and respect the Native American culture and history that we represent. For example, you'll notice that certain streets on campus are dedicated to historic Ute tribal leaders. I bet you didn't know that Wakara Way was named after a Ute leader who was known for his trading skill and horsemanship. Or what about Geppetto Way, named after a Ute peacemaker? These, among many other streets on campus, got their names from Utes who were described as great warriors and diplomats. We've also established a Native American Resource Center right here on campus. This space provides American Indian students with the tools for academic success and acts as a home away from home meeting place. When only 14% of Native Americans have bachelor degrees, opportunities that the University of Utah provides can help Native Americans pursue higher education. This poses the question, when institutions use race-based logos, mascots, and/or nicknames, are there cases where both parties can benefit?
I want to see the receipts.
Well, with our understanding towards the Ute tribe, they have allowed us to represent their culture with integrity and appreciation. The University of Utah's relationship with the Ute tribe is not only based on respect, but also consists of pride in how we have grown to help each other and embrace our differences. Thank you so much for watching this episode of View from the U. We'll catch you next week, but until then, I'm Lexi Hogan.